This is the front of the property, middle garden. These are, well, this is a wonderful pomegranate. Um, they flower for months actually, but we never got any fruit from this one. There's another one behind me. One kind of, well, they form fruit and then they don't hang on to the fruit. So I'm not quite sure. It could be that they are not getting full sun here because we are surrounded by gigantic oak trees. They do get morning sun, mid sun, and then the afternoon shade right there. So, all right, so they're quite ornamental. I would say they have the same kind of shininess of jujube. And jujubes are also ornamental. Look how pretty their leaves are. And then they have these flowers. So we love these two pomegranates, even though they don't give us any fruits, because they provide us with flowers for months. So they just keep budding flowers like nonstop for months. So I think the male and female flower is the issue ratio, but I'm not sure. We do have one pomegranate in the back over there. This is the Texas pink, and we got I think 8 fruits from it last year, and 2 are tiny like this, and then 4 are massive. They're like your grocery size pomegranates. So this is wonderful. I think this is usually the variety they sell commercially. So they bought them like probably the size of this rosemary right here. This is all from the Muscadines, so I gotta yank this off. But I trimmed a lot of their trunks right there to kind of limit it to that, so it doesn't grow in base, so it can just go higher and wider. So this is the perfect shade for a fork right here. Pardon the wind. And quite, like I said, quite ornamental. So let's take a look at the other one. So this is even in a much worse shade because it's behind the fuyu and the Anna apple right here, which hasn't woken up yet. As you can see, it's also got a lot of flowers right there. Go in here behind the fuyu. All right. So I never gotten any fruit, but they did form and then they fall off. So either way, we're not in a hurry. Like I said, we enjoy the pomegranate tree for its ornamental beauty right here. Pretty flowers that you get for months. So it's always like this. This one I trim a little bit because it's sharing this world with the fuyu right here. So the plan here, like this is our medley. Like Dave Wilson tiny orchard, backyard orchard. So we packed them all, but you gotta trim, like I gotta trim that, but I gotta prune that apple. I forgot, so I'll have to wait next year. Yeah, so you prune them back so that they're all about 8 feet, so you can harvest them. So backyard owner, we do have a lot of space here, but that's just kind of on the small garden. All right, so this is wonderful, and let's see if we can, it's too windy, let's see if we can make it to the back without the wind just kind of causing territory dispute, without causing too much commotion. All right, the wind is just kind of billowing. All right, I'm gonna head to the back. right, so there's 2 pomegranates here. Another wonderful that got mowed multiple times, and it kept coming back, and it finally just grew massively one season, and it stopped getting mowed. Speaking of mowing, I still got to mow back here. All right, so this is Texas Pink Pomegranate. We got about 8 fruits, and then I forgot to harvest 2 of them. As you can see, they're still hanging right there. So look how massive this guy is now. This one I can confirm this is self-fertile, because we used to have 2 Texas Pink Pomegranate, and it died over there. So I think I pruned it too much and the winter got it. This one also almost died and recovered. So that's why after that I stopped pruning Texas Pink. So the taste of this one, it's actually sweet and a tiny hit of tart. So it has that kind of, but then again, I don't know the optimal time to actually harvest them, because they look like they're ready, but they hang on. The fruit hangs on for quite a bit, and it can crack. So that's the thing. I think with depending on the rain season, it could crack. So, but they're massive. They're like the grocery store size, and they're sweet with hint of tart. So they're not like all sweet. But then again, like I said, I don't know if I harvested them too early, or if I wait a little bit, then they'll turn all sweet. So if I scale back here, this is how crazy big this Texas Pink has become. And like I used to like kind of prune the trunk so I can, you know, I can keep them not as wide as this one is, but they got damaged so badly when I did that over the winter. One died and I just left this guy alone. All right, so the other wonderful is over here, the one that keeps getting mowed. So this is the first time it's flowering, because it just keeps getting mowed right there. And then 2 years ago it grew so much that I see it right away. It doesn't get mowed anymore. But here it is. This is also wonderful. I don't see Texas Pink on most nurseries. I only saw this at a local nursery in Frisco, Texas, and I was looking for wonderful. This is the time when I don't know anything. I'm just like basing it on what I watch online, and then the guy from the nursery offered me this our local, this our Texas Pink, and I go, okay, I'll take them. I got 2 of them. They're cheaper than wonderful at that time. I think they're quite small though. I think they're 20 bucks each on a 5-gallon. So now look at this guy. I wish the other one survived, or I wish I had more. Otherwise it would have been so pretty in the back here as soon as I mow. And I gotta trim this fig. This is a Violet de Bordeaux, and they're just now sharing this space right here, and I need to get between here to mow. But compared, this one gets lots of sun, morning sun, mid, and then the super crazy hot sun, we got protection from our oak leaves in the back right there. So the 5 o'clock, it's already a little bit shaded here, but this one gets massive sunlight. And look at the growth, and look how much flower this guy has. So, all right, so those are our 4 remaining pomegranate. Like I said, I didn't really plan. I just want to have a pomegranate because I love eating pomegranate. So this is Texas Pink, and we have 3 wonderful. No fruit yet from wonderful. This one does. As you can see right there, I forgot to harvest that. I think 2 of them. There's one in the back also. Um, yeah, so I highly recommend this for Texas, I guess. So I didn't really research much about the cultivar, but it's a Texas, it's called Texas Pink Pomegranate, and the other 3 are wonderful.